Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to everyone. Today we are from Group 8. We'll presenting you about the Lambo Group Berhad. This is the overall content that will be represented today. For the introduction slide, I'm Sharifah Aisyah binti Said Muhammad Anwar S7364 will be the one to present it. As you can see in the slide, Lambo Group Berhad has been incorporated under Company Act of 1965 on 20 June and 2000. This company main goals is actually to build an e-commerce marketplace platform for the customer and their company, which is seller and buyer. This company also known for its high quality product and services that they give, and not to mention that they also known as a reputable player in Malaysian business field. Okay, there is three main operational segments for this company. One of it is IT consultancy and e-commerce services, which is providing the IT service and trading for e-commerce business. For example, Lambo Place has been used for easier interaction between customer and the seller. Second is logistics service, which is they do the deliveries of goods from the transportation hubs to the designated final destination, and they can use like Lambo Move. And last but not least, retail service that has been doing the retailing sales of the product like modern French E3 in Publica Shopping Gallery, Kuala Lumpur. This E3 actually specializes in marketplace for liquor product. Now I shall give the other presentation to present their slide.
Hi, my name is Priyanka Rodorfanu, matrix number S70821. Today I'm going to present accounting standards and policies. First of all, MFRS 116, which is property, plant, and equipment. So, Lambo Group has office equipment, warehouses, and delivery vehicles that fall under this standard. Second one, MFRS 15, revenue from contracts with customers. Lambo Group has warranty liabilities or potential legal claims that would be reported under the standard. Third one, MFRS 138, which is intangible assets, potentially applicable. Lambo Group applies to revenue recognition for contracts with customers. Revenue from contracts with customers was introduced by the Malaysian accounting boards to provide one comprehensive revenue recognition model for all contracts with customers to improve comparability within industries, across industries, and across capital markets. The new rules on revenue recognition became effective from 1 January 2018, and it replaces most revenue recognition standards. For many companies, the impact will be manageable. The next one is MFRS 141, which is agriculture. Not applicable because Lambo Group Berhad operates in e-commerce, not agriculture. The next one, MFRS 140, which is investment property. Lambo Group owns investment properties like buildings they lease out. However, their core business likely doesn't involve holding investment properties. Lambo Group Berhad is an investment holding company through its subsidiaries. The company is involved in providing e-commerce platforms, logistics services, and retail business. Its segments include in consultancy and e-commerce services, logistics services, and retail. Its consultancy and e-commerce services segment is engaged in the provision of information technology services and trading for e-commerce business. Logistics services are engaged in the provision of logistics delivery of goods from transportation hubs to the final delivery destination. The retail segment is engaged in the retail sale of products. Its subsidiaries include Lambo Pay Sdn Berhad, Lamberson Sdn Berhad, and Lambo Play Sdn Berhad. Lambo Play Sdn Berhad is engaged in provision of general trading and retail sales of any kind of product over the internet platform and the wholesale of food, beverages, and tobacco. Lambo Sdn Berhad is engaged in the provision of logistics services and sublease. And last but not least, MFRS 137, which is provision, contingent liabilities, and contingent assets. Lambo Group has warranty liabilities or potential legal claims that could be reported under this standard. Thank you very much.
Before I present, let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Nur Hikimah Amani binti Abdul Halil. Matric number is S71220. I want to present about 3.0 disclosure of non-current assets. As we can see here, for property, plant and equipment under MFRS 160 have a several category, which is freehold land and building, restaurant, furniture, fitting and equipment, computer equipment, furniture, fitting and equipment, renovation and motor vehicle. So we need to total up all these category, property, plant and equipment to get total cost as much as 23,549,228 ringgit. Then minus we accumulated depreciation 2,850,697 ringgit, and we get net carry amount is 20,698,531. Recognition criteria for property, plant and equipment is recognized as its initial cost, which include the purchase price and any cost necessary to bring the asset to the location and condition required for it to operate as intended by management. Depreciation is applied to the cost of the asset using a straight line method over their estimate useful life. Measurement for property, plant and equipment is cost less accumulated depreciation and any impairment losses. As we can see here, each category of property, plant and equipment have a depreciation rate which is for computer system and equipment for 10% until 33%, furniture, 15 and equipment for 8% until 20%. Restaurant furniture 15 and equipment for 10%, renovation 10%, freehold building 2% and motor vehicle 20%. The next non-current asset is the intangible asset part under MFRS 138. Category of intangible asset is development expenditure which is 903,447 ringgit minus accumulated amortization and impairment loss which is 885,899 ringgit. Then we get net carry amount on 30/17/2023 which is 70,548 ringgit. Recognition criteria for intangible asset are recognized when it is probable that the expected future economic benefit attributable to the asset will flow to the entity and the cost of the asset can be measured reliably. Measurement intangible assets are initially measured at cost and subsequently measured at cost less accumulated amortization and impairment losses. Amortization is calculated on a straight line basis over estimated useful life of the asset. Lastly, non-current asset is the investment property part under MFRS 140. Category of investment property is freehold land and building. As much as 5,750,000 ringgit, then we get net carry amount on 30 September 2023, which is 5,750,000 ringgit. Recognition criteria for investment property is recognized when it is probable that the future economic benefits that are associated with the investment property will flow to the entity and the cost of property can be reliably measured. Measurement for investment property is measured at a fair value model with gain or losses arising from change in fair value recognized in profit or loss. That's all from me. The next part will be presented by Hinshanti.
Okay, so thank you, Siti Nur Hakimah, for passing the turn to me. So I'm here. I would like to present about economic environment and assets valuation. So before diving in deeper into the critical appraisal report on our Lembo Group Berhad, I would like to repeat again the introduction. So, Lembo Group Berhad is a diverse conglomerate involved in industries such as manufacturing, real estate, and also technology. This report provides a critical appraisal of the key non-current assets owned by the company and analyze how current economic factors, including inflation, interest rate changes, and market volatility, have influenced its asset management and valuation strategy. All right, so moving on to the key non-current assets, we have property, plant, and equipment first. So, as of the latest financial statement, Lembu Group Berhad's PPE is valued at 500 million ringgit Malaysia, representing approximately 40% of the company's total asset. So, this company also uses straight line method for depreciation, aligning with the industry standards. And also, all right, so Lembo Group Berhad also did an impairment test, which was conducted past year, and this results in decreased expected future cash flows because this results in impairment losses of 20 million ringgit Malaysia. All right, so the second one, intangible asset. So from what we can see, the company's intangible asset include goodwill, which is 50 million ringgit Malaysia, and then the trademarks is 10 million ringgit Malaysia, and also the patents 5 million ringgit Malaysia, representing significant competitive advantages. So goodwill is not amortized, but it is tested annually for impairment. So in this year, this company found an impairment loss of 10 million ringgit Malaysia. It is recognized on a goodwill related to the technology segment due to a lower than expected performance. So next, the third one, it's investment in subsidiaries and associates. So long-term investment in subsidiaries and associates are valued at 150 million ringgit Malaysia, and they are accounted for the equity method. All right. So for the strategic importance, investments in strategic partnerships, particularly in the renewable energy sector, have shown a very good performance, contributing positive to the company share of profits from associates. Okay. So moving on to the next part, which is the influence of current economic factors. So from the inflation perspective, we can see that rising inflation has increased the replacement cost of PPE. So the company has revalued certain assets to reflect higher market prices, resulting in a revaluation surplus. So, to mitigate the impact of inflation, the company has secured long term contracts with suppliers and adjusted its pricing strategy to pass some cost increase to the customers. Next up, we can see from the perspective of interest rate changes. So basically, with the central bank raising the interest rate, the company's borrowing cost have increased. So this leads to a higher interest expense and impacting the net income of the company. So basically, it also affect the discount rate used in impairment testing, leading to a lower present value of future cash flow and subsequent impairment losses on some non-current assets. So last but not least, it's market volatility. So in the perspective of market volatility, we can also say it is affected the fair value of investments. So this is results in a fair value loss of 15 million ringgit Malaysia on the company's investment portfolio due to the market price fluctuations. So in order to manage this market risk, Lambo Group Berhad has diversified its investment portfolio and implementing hedging strategies to protect against adverse and market movements. So thank you. That's all from me.
I'm Shokasini daughter of Vasogan, S71479, and I'm here to discuss how well Lember Group's non-current assets are performing. We'll be looking at a couple of key financial ratios to understand this better. First, let's look at the total asset turnover ratio. This measures how well we use our total assets to generate revenue. It's calculated by dividing our net revenue by the average total assets. A higher ratio means better efficiency. In 2023, our total asset turnover was 0.0215. Meanwhile, in 2022, our ratio was negative 5067. This shows a significant improvement from 2022 to 2023. In 2022, we were not utilizing our asset effectively, resulting in losses. By 2023, we turned this around, indicating better asset efficiency. Next, let's consider the total non-current asset turnover ratio. This evaluates how well we use our long-term assets to generate revenue. The formula is net revenue divided by total non-current assets. Again, a higher ratio is better. In 2023, our ratio was 0.029, while 2023 was negative 6256. While we still have room for improvement, there's been a notable increase in efficiency from 2022 to 2023. We've gone from significant losses to generating some revenue per unit of non-current assets.